Do something. Good afternoon, 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins elite fans. Thanks for joining us this afternoon for game number 3 of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase, coming to you live from Cranberry, Pennsylvania, here in the friendly confines of Butler County, where we have game number 3 of the PPE Showcase between cross-state foe, the Philadelphia Hockey Club, against your 2015 Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Nanavista squad. Pens have currently 2 points in the standings of the 2015 division with a victory over the Buffalo Junior Sabres, ranked number 15 in the nation. They dropped a contest earlier this morning to Little Caesars, and now taking on, I believe, either number 13 or 14, the Philadelphia Hockey Club here. As Riker Ferguson steps in, opening faceoff, he's on with Blake Paris and number 8 Connor Wilson on the backside, starting on the D's. Pairing, it's CJ Nanavisa and number 14, Noah Walsh. Play underway here as it's going to be thrown through the slot. As number 20 is going to outlet this now through center. It deflects off the stick of Riker Ferguson, deflects into the corner here. 22 Spittle's going to go to pick this up as it pops out in front. Good save there by Dragicic. As Penn's getting off to a start here that sees Connor Wilson chasing down the puck. Pens change up their D-pairing. Wilson's tripped up by a stick there as it comes back to center. It's going to be dumped deep by number 89. Nico Stark and Grant Loy go back. It's going to be Loy that retrieves his puck. As he dances around one guy, 2 guys now. Grant Loy skating with some speed. He runs into Max Roach, number 15. Fast skating centerman for PHC. Comes to the stick of Owen Mulligan. Falls off of his stick blade. Penalty's going to be coming up there as it looks like Mulligan may have retaliated there after losing that puck. And a familiar situation. The Pens played this PHC squad in the Midwinter Classic in the semifinal contest, and it was a parade to the penalty box. Not a good sign for the Pens here, starting that sequence as left winger number 12, Owen Mulligan, finds himself sitting down for a minute 30 penalty. Pens have to kill off a Penalty here early on in the contest. Nico Stark retrieves this puck off the face-off win. Left-handed defenseman gets that no further here as 15. Max Roach dances around Borman. He's now going to try Stark, dances around him, backhands it in on Dragicic, who's able to swallow that up there as Loya lets Roach know to back out of the crease. Ben's make a personnel change here as Sawyer Phillips is going to take the draw. He's on with Gaworski, Frankenfield. Welch wins it over to Welch. He's going to nicely move this behind the net to Frankenfield. Frankenfield chips it up, though. One-touch pass attempt by Gaworski over to Phillips. Comes right back to Gaworski. Gets it out of the zone. As Roach is able to move this around, Frankenfield. Welch is in a foot race here. He's going to win this foot race. He's going to skate this behind the net. As it goes under the stick of Phillips, back to the point man, Dannenhauer. As Welch is going to get one more stick in there, moves it right back to Phillips. He's got a man up ahead. It's Gaworski. Gaworski in a foot race here. Penn's going to change their D behind the play. As Grant Loy is able to hop on for Welch. Steps up. Good play there by Grant to intercept that pass to anticipate it. Grant's going to walk down the left-hand side of the ice. He curls around. He's run into by a couple of PHC players as it's outletted to number 86. He's going to try Nanavisa one-on-one. Shot into the equipment there. Nanavisa, good shot block by CJ as we're at 12 seconds to go on the penalty to number 12, Owen Mulligan. Nanavisa may have gotten away with one. No harm, no foul there as it comes to the half wall. As number 20 walks off the wall. Good stick by Blake Paris. As it comes to the half wall, number 89. It's got a man back door, 22. Fans on that attempt. Spittle could not get any wood on that. We're back to 5-on-5 action as Mulligan's out of the box. And back to his left wing position. 89's going to walk down here, dumps it behind Dragicic. Goes off the side of the cage, picked up by CJ Nanavisa. Nanavisa moves it to Paris. 22 is going to walk around Nanavisa now behind the net. As he runs out of real estate, he just dumps it softly behind goaltender Dragicic. Nanavisa leaves it for Loya. Loya up off of the skate of Wilson, unable to control that puck, was the right-handed right winger. As Loya is going to send it up into space for Wilson. Penn's make a change behind the play. This 22 is going to try and move around Frankenfield. Comes out of the zone. It's going to be an offsides call. As we have a neutral zone face-off. As Bingham Green, Riker Ferguson, and Owen Mulligan complete the forward grouping here. Puck's going to be chipped around Frankenfield as a backdoor pass attempt is going to be picked off by Owen Mulligan. Number 12 of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Squad throws it up to number 93. That's Riker Ferguson. Who's into the offensive zone here. Moves it up to Mulligan. Mulligan almost connects with Bingham Green. Number 19 for a tap in there. The last second, a stick was put into Green as number 12 is going to chip this around Frankenfield. Stark covers over, moves it up to Green. Green to Ferguson. Ferguson back in. He's going in 1-on-4. Long shot goes off the right side of netminder number 29, Williams. As it's thrown back to center to the stick of number 12, who dumps it deep. Doesn't get any further than the stick blade of CJ Nanavisa. Nanavisa moves it up quickly to Phillips. Phillips over to Green. As a couple bodies fall down here in the neutral zone. CJ Nanavisa chips it around Max Roach. As Roach is going to come back and pick up this puck. Easton Borman goes to work. He now is going to try and send it cross ice to Noah Welch. Welch is going to retreat now back into his own zone as he's facing some pressure from number 21. He gets his feet moving, reverses nicely to number 77, CJ Nanavisa. We go out the other side. Losing an edge, though, was number 3, Sawyer Phillips. But Brooks Gaworski picks it up. He's streaking down the left-hand wall, protects the puck nicely. He runs into the wall, though, and falls down. He leaves it for Borman. Borman's now looking for a teammate to pass it to. It's going to come free to number 86. as he backhands it into space. On the back check, though, picking off that pass attempt was 3. Phillips, he's run into by 86. As PHC's under some pressure here as Welch now steps up with Sawyer Phillips to move this further. Outlet it on the far side. 21's going to try Nenavisa now. So behind the net to number 86. Dorsey runs into a man. Welch picks up this puck, moves it for Ferguson. Ferguson's run into by 21 Spittle. Comes out of the zone where Dorsey's going to try and force this further. It's going to be dumped right back in the Penn's D zone. CJ Nenavisa is on the left side now with Riker Ferguson. Good move there by CJ. He's got Dorsey up ahead, moves it to him. Dorsey's going to dump this in. Pens complete the change there. So the Pens get their feet moving here. Have had a lot of offensive zone time, but not a lot of shots so far today. As we approach the 8:42 mark of the first period, Grant Loy, right-handed defenseman. The 10-year-old right-handed defenseman is going to move it D to D to Nico Stark. As Easton Borman is going to go cross-ice to the Pittsburgh-born left winger. That's number 25, Blake Paris. Slides it across to Connor Wilson. Backhands it over to Easton Borman. High in the slot now. As it's sticked away by a couple of PHC players. 22 is going to try and work around Loy and does. Gets behind the defense right now. He's coming down. He runs out of real estate, though. Just backhands it through the crease. As it goes off the right shin pad of number 7, Nico Stark, who's in a puck battle with Bryant, number 5. Loya gets that puck that shook free behind goaltender Dragosic as number 17, number 27, tries a WWE move, throwing the right shoulder into Connor Wilson. As it squirts free behind the slot here as backhanded softly about 3 feet to the left of goaltender Dragosic. Loy's going to stop up now behind the boards, behind the goal line, I should say. As Borman controls his man, pins him to the wall. On to help out, Connor Wilson separates the puck, throws it off the backside of number 5, and it deflects to Nico Stark. And it's thrown into the neutral zone by centerman number 74, Easton Borman. The Pens complete a line change, getting a new set of 5 players. Dannenhauer now has it, pressured by Riker Ferguson. It's going to hop off the boards. Welch comes over here, pinches down. It's going to be thrown all the way down the ice. Don't think it's far enough for icing as Owen Mulligan retreats for this puck, skates in front of Dragosic with it. Controls the puck on his backhand now as him and Roach and Bingham Green fall down. Somebody lost the glove. I think it's Bingham Green. It is. As 21's going to try Welch. Welch steps up on him. It's able to stop that rush as it's still loose. Welch is going to retreat back for this as he's going to pin Roach to the wall. As the Pens are able to outlet, good defensive play there. As Bingham Green comes into the offensive zone, he tries a curl move. He's able to get around 17 now. As PHC has numbers here, they're going to throw it up. Wyatt Frankenfield's going to go back for this puck. Icing's going to be waved off. They're going to roll that. Frankenfield could have touched that puck. Frankenfield's going to deflect it over to his D partner, Noah Welch. He runs into the official. As Roach comes off the wall, the official helps out there. As it's going to deflect in front, goes under the stick of Max Roach, unable to control that puck. As it comes off the wall, goes out of the zone. It's thrown right back in the zone. It's going to be an offsides call as 21 was in ahead of the play. Just to reset here, 5:35 in the first period. Score, Penn 0, PHC 0. Dragosic with a couple of saves there. It's been pretty even action so far. Thanks for tuning in here on Cine TV on a Saturday afternoon. Game number 3 of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase. 22 sporting the white cage. He's going to throw it behind the goal line, below the goal line, where CJ Nenavisa makes a pretty move. He moves it up to left winger Sawyer Phillips, gets the motor going, tries to center it to Borman. Borman loses control to number 22, Spittle. May have popped out of the zone here as Dannenhauer tries to move forward. He's run into by CJ Nenavisa. As Nenavisa is going to move it up off the wall to number 89. He's able to collect that long shot taken, swallowed up by netminder number 29. That's Max Dragicic. As the clock's still running here. It's finally stopped up. 4:49 to go in the first period as the Pittsburgh Classic Renegade is being played on the PA. Riker Ferguson, number 93, steps in for this draw. He's going to be on with Paris and Wilson, Stark and Frankfield on the backside. Paris is the man that comes away with this puck. He's going to throw it long into the offensive zone where Wilson gives chase for this puck. He wins that battle. Wilson's going to come out of the corner here with it. He's got a man in front, a wide open Blake Paris. He decides to go high to Frankenfield. Frankenfield loses his puck. It's picked up by 86. He may have a step behind Stark. Wide open man in front, 21. Is going to shoot. Big blocker, glove save. He threw both of them up there by Max Dragicic to stop the PHC attack as PHC had numbers coming through the neutral zone there as Pens were late getting back to cover the D zone. As the Pens are going to complete for a change of 3 of their players as Max Roach, fast skating centerman, as 5's going to try Welsh here. It's going to shoot wide of the net, behind the net, where it's picked up by Easton Borman. Centerman is going to leave it behind the net for CJ Nenavisa. Nenavisa chips this up nicely. Penn's transition game has been much stronger in this game against PHC than it was earlier today against Little Caesars. But number 5 is going to bring this in now to the offensive zone. He's going to man back door. It's 86. Walsh is going to go and play him as the pass is going to be picked up by Nenavisa. Nenavisa moves it up to Wilson. Wilson tries a pass, but Blake Parrish is going to the bench. Penn's got away with perhaps a too many men call. There's it's chipped back into the Penn's D zone. Pens were completing a change there. The man stepping onto the ice played that puck before the man going to the bench was able to get a couple feet on that bench. Now Borman is going to tie up his man, number 8, who falls gingerly to the ice. Good play there by Easton Borman. As coming back to center ice is Connor Wilson. He's going to go in 2-on-2, 2-on-3 now, 1-on-3. As it's shot off a number 00, Dannenhauer, the defenseman for PHC. Comes back to center red where Grant Loya has his pocket picked. He's able to recover and go to D here. Nico Stark, he's got a player up ahead. It is Owen Mulligan. Mulligan unable to control that pass, though, as 0-0, Dannenhauer steps up on him. A couple of PHC players fall down. It's just being ping-ponged around here at center ice. Finally controlled by number 93, Riker Ferguson, streaking down the left-hand wall, loses control of the puck to Dannenhauer. Wins that puck back as it comes to the half wall and to the left point man. Nico Stark gets a stick on it, but Dannenhauer chips it around Nico Stark. Stark falls down. PHC now has numbers. Got a man streaking to the net. Unable to control that puck. Long shot and a blocker save there by Max Dragicic as the Pens come in 2-on-2. It is Bingham Green, leaves it for Mulligan. Long shot. And that may be the Pens' first shot on net all game. Pens have not been able to get a lot of shots on Williams so far today. So Dragicic has had to stand strong so far today. Now on the ice to take this draw, number 74, that's Easton Borman. He's on with the Wilson Phillips, the correction. It is Phillips and Gaworski. Franklin's going to move this over to Welch. Welch is going to try and step around him, and he chips it up to Phillips. Official's not able to hop over that puck. It deflects off the skate play to PHC. 89 is going to try an outlet picked off by Gaworski. Gaworski takes a stick into his skate plate, falls down. It's turned over to PHC. Welch is over to recover this puck as he's going to skate this behind the net. He's being chased by 22. Welch is going to move this up beyond the reach of Fazio into the Pens offensive zone. PHC recovers this puck, sends it out to Wyatt Frankenfield. He has this puck. He curls to the boards as Pens may have a chance here. Sawyer Phillips is going to advance this puck. Picked up now by number 45. That's Brooks Gaworski. As it's chipped all the way down into the Pens as icing is waved off there by the official. Number 20 skates out. Probably should have been an icing call there, as 22 now picks it up behind the net. He's run into nicely by Ferguson. Pens have two defensemen below the goal line there. Welch falls down. It's chipped up to the wing. And Ferguson now has a advance on the clearing attempt as he was trying to pass it to Blake Paris. It is Blake Paris that walks out of the zone with the puck. Good stick there by Welch. He's going to tie up his man. It's going to be thrown back into the Pens D zone as Frankenfield goes back to retrieve this puck. He's going to throw it to the point man of PHC. Dannenhauer steps down. Frankenfield has the puck along the boards. He's going to throw it up and just out of the zone, and that's going to be it for the first period as the Pens not able to muster many shots on goal, spending a lot of time in their zone. As that's where things end at the end of one. It's your 2015 Pens Elite Squad 0, Philadelphia Hockey Club 0. We will be back in a moment.
Okay, you two have your moments.
All right, second period action set to resume here live from Cranberry Township in beautiful Butler County, Pennsylvania. As number 8, Connor Wilson's trying to get the offense going. Shot in on net. Rebound attempt by Parrish. Shot almost goes 5-hole. As the Pens with a flurry of offense here to start the second period. As number 74, Easton Borman now has it below the goal line. He's going to walk in. He's got a backdoor pass. Connor Wilson puts it in. Pretty pass there. Connor Wilson cashes in. Only 24 seconds into the second period. As it's a 1-0 game here with 14:36. The Pens had their mojo going. The music kept playing and the Pens kept going. As a beautiful backdoor pass there is put in the net by Connor Wilson, who's rewarded. He made some pretty passes in game number 1 of this, they call it showcase, as the Pens are looking for more. So Pens are trying to get their offense going. Maybe they got their legs underneath them here, trying to shake off the performance from game number 2. It's a 1-0 score here as we approach 14:07 to go in the second period, as it's shot off the stick blade of goaltender Dragosic. Bingham Green now takes it out of the offensive zone, past the blue line. He moves it to Dylan Mulligan. He's going to bounce it outside. He's got to step on Dannenhauer. He's going to stop up, slow up, reverses, changes gears a little bit, and he sends it behind the net to Gorski. Gorski has it. Borman in the slot. Borman has some space here, walks in, shot off the glove of number 22. As on the half wall, Phillips is battling for this puck. He's knocked to the ice now as Welch is trying to hold the zone. Gets around him as it's shot to the left side of the ice. And below the goal line. Pass is going to be picked up by 45. PHC has 6 players on the ice right now. Getting away with the too many men call. It's Gaworski. Takes a shot. Rebound sitting there. Welch is going to pitch down. Shot off the right pad. It's covered up by netminder Williams. So Pens were playing 6-on-5, 5-on-6. as centerman Riker Ferguson is getting the troops set up. He's going to be on with Blake Paris and Connor Wilson, Noah Welch, and CJ Nanavisa. 13:01 to go in the second period. 1-0 the score. Game number 3 of the PPE Showcase. High off the wall, goes over the Siga Welch. It's going to result in a 2-on-1. Back checking is Riker Ferguson. Sent over to Max Roach. Covered up in front. Still loose. As it's set backdoor off the stick of Noah Walsh, able to get into number 5 to keep him from getting a shot attempt off. As following this puck on is Blake Paris. He's pulled down. As PHC is going to bring it right back in, number 7. Is able to get this in on net. It's still loose as PHC is able to jam that rebound into the net. And quickly, it is a 1-1 game. With 12:19 to go in the second period, the score is 1-1 now. So as soon as the Pens get the lead, they give one right back to PHC. Behind the net now is number 7, Nico Stark. He's going to reverse it to Bingham Green. Bingham Green's going to outlet this pass to Owen Mulligan. Mulligan leaves it nicely for Bingham Green. He's coming in 1-on-4 as they collapse around him. Bingham Green's got all the moves. He comes in, shot off the blocker of netminder number 21. Shot in on net, deflects just wide of the net there as Bingham Green's going to come over and for sure Nunez. Held the zone there by Grant Lloyd. Grant Lloyd's going to walk off the wall now as Max Roach approaches. Roach tries to chip this around. Number 74, Easton Borman. Unable to work this further as Borman picks his pocket. Roach is going to retreat here wide on Mulligan. As he gets speed going, he dances around Nico Stark. He's going to try to push this further. Glove down by Max Dragosic. Pens have a D-zone draw here to the left of netminder Dragosic now. Tied up off the face-off dot. It's going to be shot into the left glove hand of goaltender Dragosic. So we're going to do it again. 11:18 now on the second period clock. It's going to be one back to Welch. Welch moves it over to Frankenfield, his D partner. Chips off the stick of Gorski right to the point man, number 27. As PHG is going to walk this below the goal line. Nice play there by Riker Ferguson to dance around a couple of bodies. He's going to skate this out of danger. Moves the puck up to Sawyer Phillips, changing some of their winger groupings here as it's Gaworski on with Phillips now. It's going to be thrown all the way back into the Pens D zone where PHC wins that race. A couple of Pens players fall down here. But it is Brooksy Gaworski. Tries to get out of the zone, followed on by Ferguson. And Gaworski's going to follow this into the offensive zone. It's left for Phillips, backhanded in on net, just wide of the net. As Borman's going to hustle over to try and get to this puck. Sent back to center red where number 77, CJ Nevice, is going to move it further. Covering back for him is Easton Borman. As a 2-on-1 develops here, backdoor pass attempts cut off by the Pens D. And number 8, Connor Wilson's going to throw this back to center red. 10:04 now to go in the second period. 1-1 the score. Game number 3 of the Pens Elite Showcase. As what's at stake here is a berth in the, we'll call it a championship game, a 1-versus-2 game, with the winner of this game taking on Little Caesars, the number 1 team in the nation, tomorrow morning. But right now, Pens have to take care of business as CJ Nunvisa winds it up, deflects again off the official's right skate. As the Pens are going to outlet this, they have a 2-on-1, they have numbers, as Borman's going to walk in down the left-hand side. Borman's going to move it back door to Wilson, just deflects off the Dannenhauer stick. Wilson tried to throw it back to Borman. As Nunavisa walks down, he pinches down the left-hand wall. as it goes off a Wilson stick now. CJ Nanavisa has it. Goes behind the net and thrown up just out of the zone, out of the reach of right-handed defenseman Grant Loya. Stopping up below the goal line is Blake Parrish. He's going to throw it just under the stick of a couple of teammates. It is far enough for icing. So the Pens going to have a D-zone draw here coming up as we are under 9 minutes to go in the second period. 8:55 now to go. Personnel grouping on for the 15 Pens Elite squad. Riker Ferguson, Bingham Green, Owen Mulligan on the backside, Frankenfield and Stark. Thrown behind Dragosic now. Skating out of danger is number 93, Riker Ferguson. Held in, though, by the point man, number 7 for PHC. Throws it to our own number 7. That is Nico Stark. Stark's moving it to his D partner, Frankenfield. Frankenfield moves it to Green. Chip nicely. Nice little pass there by Bingham Green. Moves it to a speedy number 93. Tries a curl move. Riker Ferguson tried to get around 7. Unable to do so. As the PHC squad transitions to offense. Now we're 86. Long shot attempt. Left pad saved by Dragosic. Comes here to the near wall. Frankenfield, correction, number 93, Riker Ferguson runs into a man and moves it up to Mulligan. Mulligan throws it into space as 17 wins that battle over Bingham Green. As PHC brings it right back into the offensive zone. 86 stops up, throws it into a soft spot to Roach. Roach fans on that shot attempt. 17's going to retreat back into his part of the neutral zone. Goes D to D over number 7. Shot off the right elbow of Mulligan. It creates an offsides play. So neutral zone faceoff coming up. 7:40 to go in the second period. 1-1 the score. Walt's just going to throw this D to D over to Nanavisa. Nanavisa chips it up the center ice. Goes beyond the reach of Borman. Borman, though, creates a turnover. The Pens have numbers here. It's Borman coming in. Strigan, he's got some speed. He's hooked up there. Is able to get a shot off. Good save there by 29 as the Pens are going to try and chip this back into the zone, though. Have a couple players ahead of the play. Borman had his hands hooked up there. He's behind the defense. Nothing called. So we have a neutral zone faceoff. It came out of the zone. Welch had it. Was chipping it back in. If we were playing in Canada right now, it'd be a good play, but looked like PHC was jumping that draw. Officials content to just drop that puck back into the Pens offensive zone. This puck's going to come over to Nanavisa. Nanavisa's going to curl around on his backhand. He's going to bring this right back into the Pens O zone. Protects it nicely. Leaves it for Gaworski. Covering the point is Borman. As it's turned over now to 27. He chips it around. Borman eats that puck up. Borman's in behind the defense. Pretty move there as he makes a strong power backhand move in on net. That PHC is able to outlet this puck now. Nico Stark comes over from his side as there's a whistle. I believe this is going to be an offsides call. As the Pens are able to complete their change. Both sides, I think, end of the season game here between these two sides. Laying it all out there on the ice. Effort's been there from both sides, both teams. Looks like they're both playing with a little bit of desperation as Riker Ferguson's going to backhand this below the goal line behind netminder number 29, picked up by Fazio number 7. Throws a pizza up the ice where it's picked up by Nico Stark. He just backhands a little bit further where it's picked off. PHC has numbers here as they enter the offensive zone as they try and work around right-handed defenseman number 43, Grant Lloyd, picked up by right winger Connor Wilson. He throws it into space, held into the zone by the PHC squad. And as it goes behind the net now, Ferguson chips this off of the wall behind the net as Stark loses his footing. But number 8, Connor Wilson, is able to get this puck out of the zone. He was looking for Paris. Evades his reach, though. As it's thrown behind the Pens D, Nico Stark's going to retreat to get to this puck. He picks it up, throws it off the half wall, and it's tossed right below the goal line. PHC may have a chance here as they have it behind the net. It's going to be sealed off by Grant Loya. Loya seals off his man against the wall. He falls down. Does the PAC player. Centering pass attempt squirts free high in the slot as Parrish was looking to clear the zone. Unable to do so. It deflects off the skate of Loya. Loya throws it now into space. Picked up by left winger, number 25. That's Blake Parrish. As it's chipped behind number 7. The right-handed defenseman for PHC. Wilson falls down on the forecheck. As the Pens are making a change here, PHC may have a chance. As two Pens run into each other, one Penguin is down. Riker Ferguson slow to get up. Connor Wilson's going to walk in. He walks in. Left pad save here as the official's going to blow this dead. As Pens had something going. Long, juicy rebound attempt comes out. I think the official was concerned here with the health of number 93, Riker Ferguson. Slow to get up, and Connor Wilson slow to go to the bench. Neutral zone faceoff now. As Borman steps in for the shot, it's going to be won back by PHC to their defenseman, number 17. Left-handed defenseman's going to bring this into the Pens D zone. Long shot, stick save by Dragosic. Below the goal line, Borman picks it up. He loses it. Following this on is Welch. Welch is going to skate this out of danger as he's got a couple players up ahead, and he chips it up just to the neutral zone as it ping-pongs around a couple of players. Covering behind Welch is Borman. Borman moves up now to Mulligan. Max Roach is going to retreat to get to this puck. He's pressured by Bingham Green. Green's going to stick with him. Thrown up ahead beyond the reach of Frankenfield. Thrown back into the Pens D zone. Welch is on his horse to get back to this puck as he picks it up now. He leaves it for Frankenfield. Won now by PHC. Goes back to the left point, number 17. Goes off the right skate of Easton Borman. He's coming out. Pens have numbers 3-on-2. Develops. Borman's going to come into the center of the ice. He curls around one man. He's got Mulligan back door. Goes to Mulligan. Shot wide of the net. PHC throws this back into the neutral zone as Frankenfield throws it back into the Pens D zone to his D partner, number 77. That's Nanavisa. Nanavisa up to Mulligan. Mulligan was in ahead of the play. Neutral zone faceoff's going to be picked up now. Drop pass, unselfish play there by Sora Phillips. Left it for Brooks Gorse. He gets a shot in on Williams. As we have an offensive zone faceoff, 3:23. Clean win there by Connor Wilson. Wins it back to Grant Loya. Long shot that flex wide of the net. As Sawyer Phillips now pursues this. He has it below the goal line. He's curling around the net now. Centering pass attempt to flex off of the right elbow of defender number 27 as it shakes free into the neutral zone. As PHC is able to get behind the defense. Juicy rebound. Big save there by Dragosic. He threw his right either blocker or stick out there. Wide open cage. Dragosic showing some desperation as Pens are trying to change up their forward group. It's PHC back in on the attack right now. Max Dragosic keeps this a 1-1 game here with 2:38 to go in the second period. As the teams have traded a couple chances, Williams covers us up. He leaves it as the Pens were changing. 22 Spittle falls down. It's in his feet right now. Following this puck on is Bingham Green. Green now has this below the goal line. He curls around. He's looking for a teammate. He stops up now. He maintains control. Coaches are telling him to move it. But falling down was number 25, Blake Paris. Over to help out is 74, Easton Borman. Borman's pressure is 86. As they're going to take both. The initial call here was against Borman. 86 retaliates and throws a punch. So both players are going to go to the box. Borman and 86. 86 went down rather easy. Didn't like being bumped into by Borman. Threw a right hook into the cage of Borman. So 5-on-5 action. Coincidental minors coming up. Late stages of the second period. Roach and Wilson step in for this face-off. Roach wins this draw. As Sawyer Phillips comes away with this puck. He's got a man going to the net. It's Wilson, can't get it to him, though. As it's picked up by Roach. Roach moves it to his right winger, chips it up to the neutral zone. As it ping-pongs around back into the PHE offensive zone. Offsides is the call. Neutral zone face-off. Pens changing up their D group. Welch and Nenavisa come over the boards. Face-off now is tied up in the neutral zone. It's going to be chipped up to Sawyer Phillips' stick. Oh, and Mulligan's going to try and bring this back in. Finds the stick of Sawyer Phillips. Shot off the right shoulder pad of PHC's number 2. Damenhauer, defenseman's going to try and lead this rush. He's trying to dance around one player. He's going to try and bounce this out wide. Shot off the blocker of Dragostic. As number 5 is going to crash into Connor Wilson. CJ Nenavisa walks out of that battle with the puck, leaves it though. It's picked off by number 5, shot behind the net. Activating now is number 12, Mulligan. Mulligan can't work this further, comes to the stick plate of Welch. Welch chips this up to Wilson. Wilson moves it to the point man. As Roach is going to walk around, shot about 1.5 feet wide to the left of netminder Dragosic. Mulligan tries to work this further. That's picked off by Damenhauer. Damenhauer is going to transition this to offense. He's going to try Nenavisa. Good stick there by CJ to force this wide. Sent out to the point man where it deflects in behind Dragosic. Welch now picks this up. He's going to skate behind the net. He reverses around Max Roach and leaves it for Nenavisa. Nenavisa now on landing the left side as Welch and him switch. Leaves it for Wilson. Wilson tries to move this to Phillips. Invades his reach. Coming back into the neutral zone here. Picked off now by Sawyer Phillips. He's in all alone. Makes a little move. Glove saved by 29, Williams. As the Pens had a glorious scoring chance there. Thanks to a turnover created by Sawyer Phillips, as this is where it's going to end here in the second period. So we'll be back in a second. 1-1 the score. Game number 3 of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase. Live from Cranberry, Pennsylvania, UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. Third period action now underway. Puck is dropped, 14:57 and counting on the third period clock as we're in a 1-1 game here. Late season, late game matchup now between, I should say late game tie as we are in the third period between PHC. Ironically, the Pens open their season against the same PHC squad with a victory in game number 1 of the year as we approach the high 50s. As the Pens are looking for win number 40 on the year right now, 39 wins so far on the season. It's going to squirt free to Connor Wilson. Long shot taken, glove down by Williams. Good idea here to just get pucks in on netminder number 29, Williams. Test them as we are at the 14-17 mark of the third period. Pens are going to change up their offensive troops. Riker Ferguson, Owen Mulligan, Brooke Skaworski, and on the backside, Frankenfield and Welch. Ferguson's going to win this back beyond the reach of Mulligan. Goes behind everybody. As Welch is now going to pick this up, he's going to curl behind and leave it for Mulligan. Mulligan centering pass. Fergie was calling for that puck just off the stick blade as 0-0 walks behind Frankenfield. Good stick there by Welch to separate 22 from that puck. As back into the offensive zone is number 20. As the backdoor pass was wide open there. Good stick at the last second by Welch to break up that pass. As he's looking for a lane to pass this to, it goes to Owen Mulligan. As Gaworski's now going to walk down the right-hand side. Shot off the left pad of netminder Williams. And back to center as on to chase this puck down is 43, Grant Loya. It's left for Frankenfield. Frankenfield can't control that puck. Following this puck on is Borman. Borman moves it to Loya off of his stick blade. Coming down from his winger position was Paris, but can't get to it. As Loya now controls behind the net, he's going to throw it across for Frankenfield. Borman now comes down from his center position to settle things down. He stops up. Good skating there from Borman. Strong game here from Easton. As Borman now once again is going to retreat. He moves it to Loya. Loya's going to go right back to Borman. Borman's going to send it right back to Loya as they play catch. But it's going to be picked off here by number 5, Bryant. Shot into the slot and moved behind the net here. PHC applying a lot of pressure. They've had a strong game here, PHC, so far today. Completely different team than the Pens have seen so far this season. Pretty even matchup here as the Pens going to outlet this to Bingham Green. Bingham Green can't move this further as Max Roach, the speedy centerman for the PHC squad, loses control. It goes to Bingham Green. Man falls down. Bingham Green may have a chance. Shot taken wide of the net. Puck's going to score it out here to Bingham Green. It's Riker Ferguson follows on. Rebound shot wide. Max Roach is going to skate out here. He's going to try to float this out to center. Deflects off a couple of sticks and right back into the Pens offensive zone. Doesn't quite make it off the left skate of the official, where Nenevisa comes over from the right side to pick it, or over to the right side to pick it up here on the half wall. Leaves it for Bingham Green. Green leaves it for Fergie. Fergie's going to move it to Welch. Welch up to the stick of Sawyer Phillips. As it's going to be chipped back into the neutral zone. Here, Welch is on his horse here to catch up to 86. Good stick by Noah Welch here as he separates his man from the puck calmly now. He's going to take it behind the net and skate this out of danger on his backhand. Chips it up to Connor Wilson. As the Pens may have a chance here, Connor Wilson, he stops up, has it on the dots. Shot taken just wide of the reach of Sawyer Phillips. Stepping down now is number 74. That's Easton Borman. Comes back to the point man, Grant Loya. Long shot taken, deflects down off the right pad of netminder number 29. Battle ensues as we are at the 10-20 mark here. Grant Loya tries to walk it down. Sawyer Phillips, long shot taken. Sawyer Phillips cashes in! As the Pens are able to collect the rebound there, I believe on a Grant Loya shot attempt. And Sawyer Phillips tucks the sword back in. Sawyer Phillips, the 9-year-old winger for the Penguins, makes it a 2-1 game for The Pittsburgh Penguins, the lead squad. Third period, 10:05 to go. As the Pens have their work still cut out for them. A lot of time here as 20's back on the attack. He's going to take it below the goal line here. Centering pass attempt. Big save by Dragic. Rebound goes wide of the net. Just put wide by 22. Comes back to the point man, number 7. PHC putting the pressure on now as it's still loose in the slot. Starks looking for this rebound. 89 sends us further. Tips and dances. It was number 43, Grant Lloyd, getting that puck out of danger. He's going to skate it into the offensive zone now. I believe a penalty's coming up here. Hooking call is going to be assessed to PHC. And the Pens are going to go to the power play. Big save by netminder Dragicic. As we got netminder 29 versus 29. And it was our 29 shining bright there. As PHC's not sending anybody to the box right now. As 22's going to go to the box. Pens have the turkey on the table. 9:22 to go. Face-off win here. It's going to be chipped off of it looked like it maybe went off a glove here on the PHC bench. Nenevise is hustling over to get to this puck. It's chipped around him, but on the back check was Riker Ferguson. Ferguson moves it up to Bingham Green. Brings it into the offensive zone now. He slows down, looks for a teammate. That was Blake Paris. Paris has this puck. He comes out high in the slot. Long shot taken, glove down. Pens are going to change up the forward grouping here as Borman comes over with the reunited Wilson-Phillips line. And on the backside, Nenevise and Welch are going to remain on the ice. 1:03 to go on the power play here. Wilson now has this puck. He looks for an option. He goes to Borman. Rebound soon there. Phillips tries to put it in. Jumps over a couple of sticks. Long shot just wide of net. Welch is going to pinch down to keep this in the zone. He's going to move it to off the skate of Wilson. Wilson's going to send it over to Nenevise. And Nenevise on his backhand moves this to Borman. Borman, good puck movement here to Phillips. Glove down. Good puck movement there on the Pens power play. All 5 players on the ice touch the puck there. And now the Pens are going to change up their D grouping. 37 seconds to go on the penalty to 22. Nice save there by netminder number 29 to glove that down and slow things down. 8:28 to go. It's going to be one back to Frankenfield. Long shot taken. Deflects in. Phillips looking for a rebound. Comes over to Wilson now. Once again in the skates of the official. It's thrown behind the net. Wrap attempt. Unable to get that to the front of the net. Wilson now still has that puck. Throws it over to Phillips. They've worked well together the last couple of games. Wilson tries a centering tap. It's just going to be covered up by netminder number 29 as we are in the later stages of this penalty. 9 seconds remain on that penalty call to 22. 8 minutes even in the third period. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon here on Cine TV for the matchup between PHC and your Pens Elite Squad. Winner of this game will take on Little Caesars in the 1 versus 2 matchup here of the showcase event. The year-end showcase of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. We're back to 5-on-5 action as Riker Ferguson winds things up. Tries a pass up to number 12, that's Owen Mulligan. Mulligan does walk in. Moves it to Gorski. Gorski dances around one man. Shot taken. Gorski! Fanned on that shot attempt. It was a changeup. And it goes just inside the post to the right of the skate plate of netminder number 21. Pretty passing plays there by the Pens forward group. And Brooks Gorski That's Brooks Skaworski, the MVP of the Silver Sticks tournament, coming through with a third period goal to make it 3-1. As the Pens get a 2-goal lead here, but they want to protect that lead and probably add on as it comes back here through the neutral zone. 7:20 to play now in the third period. As Skaworski, the officials, lots of pucks have deflected off of official skates. Don't seem in a big there's no urgency here from the officiating crew to get out of the way. And I'll leave that one. I'll let that one go. I'll just leave it at that. 7:07 to go in the third period. The Pens cash in here on a Brooks Skaworski goal. And the PHC dad that was standing next to me is no longer standing next to me. As Easton Borman tries a centering pass, it goes through everybody. It comes out to the Bingham Green. Right-handed winger, number 19. Bingham Green moves it over to right-handed defenseman, number 43. Grant Lloyd dances around one guy. Tries to get around 22. He does. No further, though, as it's going to be outletted here. As PHC's going to try and get this attack going. Good play by Blake Paris to break it up. Blake Paris smartly covering the back door. As it's brought in by Bingham Green now down the right side. Straight shot over the net. Dan and Howard's now going to try and challenge Welch. Welch is going to come over. Gets a stick on it. Pass in front. Still loose. Frankenfield tries to move it along further. As Ferguson's going to bring this down. He's going to try number 2. Dances around one guy. And it's going to be an interference call there as number 2 didn't play the puck, just decided to throw the right shoulder into a streaking Riker Ferguson. And Riker Ferguson draws a penalty. And the Pens are going to go back to the power play. .6:02 to play. 2's in the box. Minute 30 on the board. Borman's the centerman. Wilson Phillips, the forward grouping. Frankenfield and Welch on the backside. Phillips now controls it. Looks for Welch back door. Welch is hog-tied down. It's going to create an outlet pass for Roach. Roach is going to send this down into the D zone. Good idea there for the Pens there, looking for the soft spot. Wilson's going to wind things up now. He brings it in, tries a curl move, tries to dance, comes to the stick of Sawyer Phillips. It's found by Wilson now below the goal line. He's challenged by 7. 5:32 now to go in the third period. 58 to go on the Pens power play. Picked up by Borman. As it's shot through everybody, as it's outletted to number 4, Wyatt Frankenfield. As number 86 is going to try this bracket, bring this back into the offensive zone. Welch comes over from the left side to stop things up. Goes off of his shin pad. And Owen Mulligan's going to pick up that puck. Pens are going to change up the D group here. And Mulligan's going to bring this on. Backhanded behind the net. 24 now to go on the Pens power play. Under 5 to play in the third period. Mulligan shoots this softly. Just above the crease area. Comes back to center where Grant Loya is going to bring this in. And the Grant Lloyd, the Seneca Valley product, is going to bring this into the offensive zone. As we're back to 5-on-5 action, PHC kills off the power. They have 6 guys on the ice, or 7 guys on the ice. As PHC had 7 skaters on the ice for about 4 seconds. As they get away with one, as Owen Mulligan tries to curl this around. Brooks Skaworski looking for a rebound. Covered up here by 29 for about 7 or 8 seconds there. PHC had 7 skaters on the ice. As we are at 4 minutes even here in the third period. As Easton Borman's going to try and move this to the point man. It deflects off of a Philly stick. Is that now our transition to offense? 20 is going to try and work around Welch. And Paris, 89 shoots this. Welch is able to break in this play. He's going to skate this out of danger himself now. Protects it on his backhand. He's hooked up. Welch is going to bring this in the offensive zone. As he's separated from the puck there. As Borman smartly covering the right point. Number 19, Bingham Green's going to bring it in. He stops up. He reverses, changes gears. Bingham Green, all the moves right now. Still has this puck. 17 just throws his arms around him and pulls him down. As we approach 3:10 to go, comes to Nenavisa, and Nenavisa just chips this further. Dannenhauer in the white cage. He's going to bring this further. He's tripped up, though, by center red. He just falls down as it's moved along into the offensive zone by number 8 and number 25, Blake Paris. It's Connor Wilson who's going to bring this in. He moves over to Welch. Welch has it at the left point. Great point. Shot in on net now by Ferguson. Without a stick, now it's 22. Pens need to get their D pairing off. They've been off on here for about a minute and a half, and they do as Stark and Frankenfield come on. Comes to the stick blade of Wilson. Long shot, right pad saved by Williams. Good save there by Golden. Shakes free to Fergie. Fergie again. Shot off the right pad. Comes high in the slot here. It's going to be outletted by number 20. Good hustle there by Phillips to pressure the play. It's going to be shot all the way down the ice. It is going to be an icing call. As the Pens have an offensive zone face-off. 2:11 to go. Game number 3 of the PPE Showcase. As the Pens looking to get win number 40 on the season. Taking on either number 13 or 14, the PHC Philadelphia Hockey Club. And looking to clinch their berth for a rematch against Little Caesars. But before that happens, Max Roach has something to say about it. Max Roach is going to bring this wide of Frankenfield. He works around Frankenfield. Shot just off the crossbar. As it almost deflects in on net again. As Gorski is able to chip this ahead. Leaves it for Borman. Borman hustles in. 1:43 to play now. He comes down the right side. Shot glove down by netminder Williams. We're going to have an offensive zone face-off as we are at 1:39 to play in the third period. Max Dragosic standing tall all day long for the Pens Elite squad. As the grouping here on the ice, Ferguson, Wilson, Phillips, Nenavisa, and Loya. Brought back to center here by 86. As coming back to cover this puck up and get control of it is Grant Loya. He reverses as it picked. He has his pocket picked by Max Roach. Centering pass without a stick here is Nenavisa. It's still loose. Still loose. Still loose. Shot wide in the net there. Good stick by Grant Loya to deflect that wide. Probably a goal-saving attempt there by Loya. As PHC has their net empty. And Connor Wilson cashes in on the empty net, and he rides the horse in celebration. That's where it's going to stand here with 59.9 to go. It's a 4-1 game for your Pens Elite squad. And the Pens are going to live to fight on if they can seal off the victory here for win number 40. As on the ice now, it's going to be pushed forward by Easton Borman. He's going to move it to Blake Paris, number 25. Shot to the right point here at Wyatt Frankenfield. Tries to move this ahead. It's going to go to Max Roach. Roach is going to try the Penn's defense here. Works around Frankenfield. But it's sticked away by Borman and Welch. As he gets caught skating with his head down, sticked right off his stick blade. As the Pens control it now deep in the zone, 20 to go. Strong game here for the Pens elite squad. And there's been some good push here by PHC. They're going to make one last attempt here as they work it around Frankenfield. Covering behind him is Paris. And just like in game number 1, the Pens are going to walk out of here with a victory as there's .8. Dragosic starts a celebration, and the officials here, they're content to wind this clock. And victorious. Win number 40 for the Pens elite squad. Under Coach Nanavisa, it's a 4-1 final here from game number 3 of the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite Showcase, which sets up one more matchup to close the season. And that's going to feature your Pens Elite squad against number 1 in the country, Little Caesars. So we'll be back in action tomorrow morning. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe here on Cine TV.